All right, there are not a lot of options when it comes to accessories on the 690 Enduro. So I got this trackside, or I think that's what they call it, from Cycle Gear. It was on sale. Yeah, right. You know what that goes. But I'm gonna put it right here just like this. It kind of keeps it out of the way. I can run the wires down through here and keep them nice and tight so it looks a little factory. It gets a little protection. You'll still have the room to pop this up and tuck it behind the little side panel there so it won't flop around. And it's far enough away from this bump to where you won't get interference and get a funny bend on it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that too while we got this thing apart. And I just used some little tiny self-tapping Phillips heads on here. They don't come out very far, so you don't really have any danger of hitting anything underneath here as far as the tank goes. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll just wire it up. So go like this, but it'll be nice because this will be the point I can also plug in my trickle charger or jumper or anything else like that. Good solid location. Okay, this wiring, while it's fine for charging your phone or GPS or something along those lines, I would not use it to jumpstart your vehicle or even run a battery tender through it. This is why. Look how thin a gauge that wire is. It is all insulation. That is it. It's deceiving. Like I said, while it might be okay just to charge a cell phone or something that doesn't really have a lot of amps, all right, they're saying 2.1 amps, okay? That's fine for this unit right here, okay? But if you're gonna jump start it or use it to run a battery tender, that's where that should go. You have one off of a battery tender. Much better ends, much heavier duty. All right, and I'm just gonna splice this wire in there to make it reach. All right, so we ended up going with my original thought as far as running the wire. What I ended up doing was, before installing it, I went ahead and put heat shrink around the butt connectors, a couple inches on each end, so that there wouldn't be any possibility of the wires pulling loose. And while I was doing that, I went ahead and added another power point so I could add a second USB charger. And this is just kind of an example of what I did. All right, see the shrink tube on the ends of the connectors here? So they're a little bit more solid, a little more durable. And then I put the clear heat shrink around the wires themselves to keep them together. That is the same thing I did on the butt connectors. From this point, we run down through here. Underneath this point right here, you can kind of see it, to your fuse, and you got your ground and your positive. Worked out real well, and then I went back over it with Gorilla Glue tape, Gorilla tape, electrical tape, and covered all the wires that I didn't shrink wrap, didn't shrink tube, okay? Just so they wouldn't be hanging out everywhere like that. So now, if you need to jump start your battery, plug in a power pack. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed. There you go. And you've got much more durable wiring between this point and your battery. Something that will definitely take a power pack and or a battery tender. This has been installed about 3 months now, and I have zero problems with it. It's performed flawlessly. So like I said, I went ahead and added another USB charger and get them for eBay. I'll go ahead and throw a link on. I'll put a link in the description right there. So you got one that's the top one's a 1 amp and the bottom one's a 2.1 amp. Very, very simple. The hardest thing that I found was deciding whether or not I wanted to drill a hole in my cover. And it did. It looks really clean. So everything worked out. But anyways, so you never have enough power. I've had no problems with the battery going dead. Guys, here's what she looks like all put together. All right. The power point is right here, so it is very easily accessible to jump start, use a battery tender, etc. It's out of the way. All right. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions even, please leave them down in the comments. Send me an email at easttexasadv@yahoo.com. If you haven't had a chance yet also, please hit the subscribe button. It's down there in the lower right-hand corner of the video. And while you're at it, hit that little bell so you get notified when I update videos and add things that you may be interested in. I want to say again, thank you for joining us. And you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys back later.